Welcome back to another video. That's funny, I just want to move my arm down and hit my funny bone and my leg kind of shot up a bit. That was weird. What a great start to the video. It's getting even worse, I'm throwing everything about. So, right, Atari ST pickups and some magazines, but I'll touch upon the magazines in a second. First of all, let's talk about the Atari ST games. Now, I've got 4 altogether. None of them were really that expensive. 3 of them were £1 each and 1 of them was £5. So I haven't really splashed the cash, but it's 4 games I wanted, even though 1 of them I've never played, but it looked interesting. And I'll talk about that one to begin with, and that is called Legend of the Sword. Now, I know it sounds a really silly reason to buy a game, and it's not the only reason why I bought it, but I liked the design of the box with the blue around it, made by Rainbird. And Rainbird released a lot of these games for the Atari ST and for the Amiga. I think even the 8-bit games, Spectrum, Commodore 64 and Amstrad, were in the same kind of blue-housed boxes. And when they're all lined up together with, like I say, the same uniformity, it's got like the little thing down there, the logo at the top, the name, they all look the same. And I just thought it looked kind of cool and uniformed, and I thought, well, let's get it. Which is a silly reason. But yeah, I mean, looking at the back, and I kind of, you know, I saw the graphics at the time, I saw a little bit of a gameplay just before I placed a bid on it, and it looks to me, from memory and looking at the back, to be some kind of like adventure stroke role-playing game, with a bit of, not quite point and click, but more of a, well, like I said, a bit of like an adventure kind of thing, really. But I could be completely wrong. Sort of similar to maybe Eye of the Beholder, or what was the other one that was doing the rounds? Like a dungeon keeper, dungeon master. Yeah, that kind of thing. Could be wrong. Let's have a quick look inside the box. I won't really do this for all of them because there's no point. But I just want to see what it comes with, because I haven't looked. Well, that's nice, as I throw everything around again. Comes with a little poster here. I won't be using it, but that's that. Legend of the Sword. A play guide, which I guess is the instructions. And this is kind of nice. That's very nice. It comes with a little novel. It's not very big, you know, but a little story, I guess maybe detailing the background to the universe and the kingdom of the Legend of the Sword. And also, interestingly, it comes with the 2 discs, disc A and B. And it also comes with a copied disc, which may well be the game copied, I know it sounds obvious, onto this, or it could be a save disc. But if it is the actual game which has been copied onto this, that's quite handy. And I know Retro Sofa, a few weeks back or a month back, whenever it was talking about that, how he bought an Amiga game, or has bought some Amiga games, and sometimes it'll come with an extra disc in where the previous owner has copied it on, because, you know, old games like this on discs are notorious for erasing, basically, and rendered useless. So it's quite nice if that is the game. If not, it's not the end of the world. So that's that, Legend of the Sword. It was only £1, and yeah, pleased to get it. And it's in almost mint condition, so really pleased. Next 2 games from the same seller, £1 each. First of all, we have Football Manager 2 and Football Manager 2 Expansion Kit. The Expansion Kit, basically, if it wasn't already obvious by how I just explained it by calling it Expansion, it's almost like well, just a data editor. You can, you know, add leagues, change the structure of competitions, change the names of the players, basically build your dream team, that kind of thing. So, again, I'll look inside, little booklet, and the disc and all that. It's a waste of time showing you all the rest of it. You know what a disc looks like, and instructions. So that's that. I really like the silver outline to it. Now, it's nothing new. I used to have this for the Amstrad and for the Amiga, so I've had these before, so, but yeah, I just like how it's all silvery, and maybe I'm just easily pleased. And this I used to absolutely love. I love this on the Amstrad, one of my favourite games of all time. It was just so addictive, it was ridiculous. I'm sure it's aged now, I mean, because it doesn't say on the back when it came out, but I'm going to guess it was like around about 86 or 87. In fact, I'm lying, it says 88. 88 for the ST, maybe it came out a year before on the Amstrad, maybe not, but around about that time. And but yeah, the Amstrad version was like the plastic case, like a cassette case, even though I had the disc version. So yeah, really good game, and pleased to have it back on the ST. And then the last game I've got, which, I mean, I've got such nostalgia for this, but this is ridiculous. I've never played it, to my knowledge. I'm sure I must have played it on friends, but I've never owned it before. But speaking of the Amstrad, when I used to have the Amstrad, I would see this game advertised, you know, when it would show like a poster of the game, you know, displaying it saying out now and, you know, all the rest of it. And I'd see it in magazines, and I used to just love the cover. I thought the cover was fantastic, and it just looked beautiful. And the box, I'd see it in stores, I'd see it in magazines, and I always wanted to get it just because of the box and because I thought it sounded cool. and all the rest of it. You know, maybe my opinion's slightly changed now, but I don't know. I still think it looks really nice, and that game is, talk about build-up, that game is Turbo Outrun. And I don't know if you can see because of the glare again, really sunny outside. And I used to love the box. I used to love, you know, the orange kind of dusky look to it, orange and yellow, and oh, I used to absolutely love it. So when I see this, I'm instantly kind of transported to looking at it, you know, when did it come out, about 89, 1990? Just makes me think of those days. And now I've finally got it, finally, all these years later. And really, really pleased. Now, I don't think it was actually a great game, Turbo Outrun, but I don't care. For my nostalgia, you know, factor alone, then that is one of my favourite games. And I have a lot, one of my many hundreds of favourites of games. So, that's just the only games I've got in this pickup video, 4 Atari ST games, but I do have some magazines that have arrived from the UK. Now, this isn't all of them. I think there's around about 49 or 50 altogether. I've got 34. And what I'm going to do is an individual video for each magazine, which is going to be a lot, obviously, but if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it, you know. If you do, you might like it. You know, if you like that kind of era, you know, the early 90s, then you'll probably like it. But, I mean, I've seen a few people, such as Dave Psycho Fox and Trevor Tygon V Liger. They've always done a style which I've always liked. It's very simple but effective. And that's basically the camera will be pointing down on the bed or on the floor or wherever, and they'll just basically have a magazine and then just turn the pages and you can read it, you know, and or maybe not read it, but they'll talk about it and you can listen and watch and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to do the same. I'll do the same, and if people like it, great. If you don't, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, and maybe I'll just fill in some of the gaps as well with a few anecdotes from back in the early 90s as well, a few stories. So, yeah, the magazine in question is called Games X. Now, this is a preview magazine. Not a lot of people will be aware of this because it didn't actually do very well. It only lasted just over 1 year. Now, it was a weekly magazine, and like I say, paper thin, just wafer thin. Look at that, it's crazy. But it covered the 8-bit formats, but it was predominantly a 16-bit format magazine. But it did do the 8-bit as well, including the consoles like Master System and the handhelds, the Game Gear, the Lynx, the Game Boy. Atari ST and Amiga, like I say, were predominantly what it was all about. But it did touch upon the, you know, the Amstrad, the Spectrum, the Commodore 64, the Mega Drive, the Famicom is featured before, obviously, it was released in the UK, April 92, which I think April 92 may have been the last issue that this came out. Now, I've got, like I said, I've got 34 issues here, which is quite a stack. Smash TV on the back. And there's another potentially 14, 15, 16 that I've got still in the UK that my mum didn't send. I hope she hasn't thrown the buggers out, but if she has, she has. I'll have to buy them back. But yeah, these aren't very common. You know, they're quite hard to get hold of. I wouldn't necessarily say they're worth a lot of money, but I remember when these were originally on auction. Some of them are originally mine as well. There's a few duplicates in there. But I did buy a complete set on eBay. It must have been about 5, 6, 7 years ago, if not more now. And the guy or girl, whoever was selling them, put a starting price of 99 pence, and I really wanted to get them, but I thought, well, I don't want to get outbid. So, and it's stupid, absolutely stupid. I'm glad it didn't go to this amount. But I put a maximum bid of like 105 quid. That's how much I wanted these, because I've never seen a full set before on eBay. Still haven't, but then again, I've not looked for years because I've already got a full set. And thankfully, I think 2 people, obviously including myself, did place a bid, and I got them for like 10 quid, plus shipping. So, yeah, that could have been a very pricey affair. But do you know what? In all seriousness, I wouldn't have cared if it had cost me 100 quid, because nostalgically, they're that important to me that I just wanted them. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing that, and I'll talk about the magazines. And, yeah, that's all for now. Shortish video for me. Thanks for watching. See you. Oh, actually, before I go, got to drag this out a little bit longer, obviously. I will be doing a fair few videos. Obviously, like I say, these, I'm going to be doing a video per magazine, so that's going to be a lot. I may do two a week, maybe. Some weeks might do a few more, might do a few less. It really depends. Like I say, in all seriousness, if you don't want to watch it, then you don't have to. But I'm going to be doing another pickups video soon. Some PS3 games are arriving, and I got a really good deal. A stupidly cheap price that I paid for, I think, 8 or 9 PS3 games. I can't believe the person was selling them on a buy it now for this. They haven't arrived yet, so maybe they're going to be in absolutely knackered condition. Maybe that was part of the problem. Maybe that's why they were so cheap. And then I'm going to do my CD pickups. Now, I'm going to persevere with this because it's making me buy CDs. It's working. Now, I don't know if people are enjoying watching it, you know, because music's subjective. We all like different stuff. But yeah, it's making me pick up CDs, which is what I, wanted to get back into, and I've started to do it again. So I'll be doing that within the next 2 or 3 days, whenever. So yeah, there will be a lot of videos from me, maybe a few more gameplays and stuff, but, like I keep saying, if you want to watch it, great, and if you don't want to watch it, then you don't have to. Thanks for watching. Later.